So if you drive for DoorDash or really any app in this gig economy, what's the hardest part about driving for these apps? Well, in this video, I'm going to answer that question with 5 specific reasons, and I know that at least one of these is going to surprise you. Now, don't make it harder on yourself, regardless of what app or what niche you're driving in. Better your preparedness on the road, visit my Amazon storefront. It's linked down below in the description so you can get the best accessories for any app that you're driving on. And I also want to invite you to our brand new Discord community so you can talk to other drivers live in real time. I'm going to leave that linked down below as well. So what is the hardest part about driving for any of these apps? Well, from my personal experience, over 5,000 trips and transactions, the hardest part is that it's not hard. If you think about it, it's not that hard. This is not brain surgery. We are doing a pickup. We are delivering from A to B, whether that be parcel delivery on Amazon Flex, if it's groceries on Shipt or Instacart, or if it's food, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. But not being hard or difficult is exactly why it can be hard or difficult. What I mean by that is you can drive all day and basically set it and forget it and turn your brain off and just drive and make some money, but that's not the best way to do this. So the first problem that you're doing is accepting every order. Especially when you first start, a 100% acceptance rating, accepting any order or request, it can look good, but it's not the best thing for your business. You want to consider, how far am I driving? How are the miles? What is the pay? How difficult is this going to be? Are there any bonuses? Number 2, you're just driving around looking for requests. Driving around looking for requests or looking for busy zones is really one of the worst things you can do. You're spending money because you're operating your vehicle and you're accumulating empty miles. That's empty miles without a request or an order. What I recommend, doesn't matter what niche you're in, is research based on your experience and based on what these apps give you. Research those busy zones, maybe write them down or make mental notes, and then park in those areas and then wait for a request or an order. So I talked about driving, just setting it and forgetting it. Just turn your brain off, go online and accept basically whatever comes through. But then you're also ignoring the customer's wants and needs. What's the other part of your revenue stream? Well, there's revenue that these apps give you, but the other side of the coin here are tips. If you're ignoring the customer, if you're ignoring delivery notes, any wants, needs, requests, you're in essence ignoring service. That's going to dig into basically free revenue in the form of tips. My goal for you is to have 30 to 50% of your total gross revenue coming from tips. Don't ignore service. At least in my opinion, one of the biggest turnoffs on these food delivery apps is when the driver arrives and your food's just chilling there on the front passenger seat, doesn't even have a hot and cold bag. Don't forget service. Don't forget the customer. Earn that tip. Make more money. That's, again, basically for free for doing what you're already doing. Number 4, you're making it harder on yourself by just signing up for any app. Different apps may be busier in certain marketplaces versus others. So have you tried Uber Eats? Maybe you've signed up for DoorDash. That's going okay, but have you looked into Postmates? Have you looked into Grubhub? Or if you've tried a lot of these, maybe delivery isn't the best niche for your marketplace, at least right now. Maybe experiment into the grocery delivery space or see if Amazon Flex is bringing on drivers. Or don't forget rideshare. So don't just sign up for any app just because this one seems good or I've heard about this one. You want to drive smarter, not harder, right? So don't just drive for one, sign up for as many as you can, and then drive for the one that pays you the most. And at number 5, something that I bet a lot of drivers are ignoring. You need to think about this. On every shift that you drive for, that's fuel economy. Well, you may be thinking, of course, I always think about fuel economy, but have you thought about one of the biggest draining factors of fuel economy? That is air conditioning. I know we're in the summer here. I'm actually in San Diego and I blast the AC a lot of the times, but that's eating into fuel economy, upwards of 25%. There's actually been research done that shows when you're using your AC, that's really one of the biggest drainers of that fuel efficiency. And even at the lower end, other studies have shown a 16% decrease in fuel efficiency when you're using that AC. And just because you may have an electric vehicle, it doesn't mean you're out of the woods. The same research has shown a even larger percent decrease. No, I get it. I certainly use the AC here. I'm in San Diego. And if you're in, let's say, Arizona or Nevada, I don't expect you to just drive with the windows down, but food for thought. So remember, the hardest part about driving for these apps is basically that they're not that hard to drive for. But that's on a base level. If you are going to drive for these apps, I want you to go deeper. I want you to maximize your profit, minimize the expenses, obviously maximize things like fuel efficiency. So if you are going to drive, if you're going to invest your time, it's worthwhile. So if you got value from this video, can you leave a like? And make sure to check out that Amazon storefront to take advantage of it, as hundreds of other drivers have already done. You can click or tap the screen right now for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.